Hey you guys, before I got into the video, I just wanted to talk briefly about my new ebook, Zodiac Signs, Sex Language. Whether you're looking to improve your sex life and your dating life, or if you're just looking to expand your knowledge about astrology, this is definitely the right book for you. This book is meant to help you improve your sex life, your dating life, and your love life, your relationships, and to spice it up in the bedroom if need be, or to just once again help you learn more about astrology. So if you're interested in any of these things, if you're interested in learning about the different love languages and the different sex languages of the zodiac signs, definitely look into getting this book, Zodiac Signs, Sex Language, written by me, edited by me, and designed by me, Lamarr Townsend. So you can purchase this ebook on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or you can purchase it on Amazon, on the Amazon Kindle ebook store, alright? Or just amazon.com. Alright, into the video we go. Thank you for listening and watching. Hi, I'm Lamarr Townsend. I am an astrologer and tarot reader, and in this video I will be doing a birth chart reading or natal chart reading on Apple Incorporated, Apple the business. If you would like your own business birth chart reading for your own business or your own company, or if you would like your birth chart reading, your individual birth chart reading or compatibility, love, synastry birth chart reading, contact me, or regular compatibility birth chart reading, contact me on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I would love to read for you. I also do tarot readings, psychic tarot readings, messages from your spirit guides, and more. So check all of that out on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. So, in this video, I will be doing a birth chart reading on Apple, and the date that we'll be using is the date that Apple was founded. So, upon doing my own research online, as you will see, I found out that Apple was founded on April 1st, 1976 in Cupertino, California. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it was founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. So, using the date that Apple was founded, as well as the state and city, or state and town, whatso have you, that Apple was founded, we will be plugging that into this birth chart calculator to find out Apple's birth chart. What Apple, where the placements were when Apple was founded in the sky. So let's press OK, and we find out that Apple is an Aries. How interesting, how intriguing. I'm actually not surprised. Apple's moon is in Taurus. Apple's Mercury is also in Aries. Apple's Venus is in Pisces. Apple's Mars is in Cancer. Apple's Jupiter is in Taurus. Apple's Saturn is in Cancer. Apple's Uranus is in Scorpio. Neptune in Sag. Pluto in Libra. Lilith in Aries, and the ascendant node, aka North Node, in Scorpio, which means its South Node is automatically in Taurus. Now, I don't know if we'll go all the way into those aspects in this video, but you never know. I may decide to. I talk a lot, and I love talking about birth charts. So let's start with Apple's sun. Apple's sun is in Aries, and the sun rules our self-confidence. It rules our vitality for life. It rules our life purpose and our higher self. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars rules how we express ourselves, how we express our raw energy and our sexuality and our sexual desire. Mars also rules our self-assertiveness. So this explains Apple's dominance in the electronic, laptop, computer, world domination, industry. It seems like, Apple is an Aries through and through. That Mars energy, continues to push Apple to stake its claim as the top, the most regal one, the most acclaimed one, right? Apple definitely lives up to its sun in Aries placement. Aries is a fire sign, so fire signs are super duper expressive in how they deal with the public. The sun is also how we deal with the public. It's our general relationships to our children, our creativity, and things like that. So very dominant, very expressive in the way that Apple expresses itself. Also very enticing, sexually enticing, meaning like Apple's designs are very sleek, you know, and they design it for a reason. Self-image is very important for Aries. Aries rules the first house. The first house is our rising sign. The rising sign is our self-image. So this is how we come across. So Apple is really keen on how it comes across, how its products are you know, displayed and created, and how they look on the packaging, and making sure everything looks so, you know, so sleek, so sexy, so enticing. You know, Mars just wants to be enticing. Mars wants you to dominate it just as much as it wants to dominate you. You know, it's a give and take with Mars in Aries. Apple's moon is in Taurus, and the moon rules our emotional security. It rules, you know, our emotional self. So this is the core of the business, moon in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus rules friendship, harmony, beauty, passion. Venus also rules how we approach love, romance, and friendships, and what we like to spend our money, you know, in our leisurely time doing. So it makes perfect sense why Apple wants to dominate that sphere of entertainment, of beauty, of wanting to, you know, not only infiltrate your life in terms of your phone and, you know, your laptop, and, you know, creating that type of lifestyle, but creating a lifestyle, you know, in general within the home and all over the world. I mean, you go into, you know, Starbucks, and there are people sitting down, you know, on their MacBooks, you know, typing away, you know, creating away, listening to their iPods. You know, Apple is a lifestyle. And it makes so much sense because Apple's moon is in Taurus. So, you know, this is the core of Apple. This is Apple's emotional instincts. This is Apple's emotional security. This is what makes Apple feel the most secure in the world, is by providing that to the world. Entertainment, beauty, you know, creating not just a lifestyle, but a community of people where, you know, you could be walking down the street and you know, say, hey, you have an Apple Watch? Man, I've been wanting to get that for weeks. How do you like it? Like, Apple creates friendships. Apple creates, you know, beauty. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Apple making more of a stake in kind of the romantic world, the dating world, because its moon is in Taurus, you know. You know, this makes so much sense as to why Apple, you know, is so keen on really making itself a lifestyle in terms of entertainment, in terms of creation. You know, Venus is all about not only making our lives more beautiful, but making the world more beautiful. So with one's moon in Taurus, one seeks to make the world more beautiful. One seeks to make, you know, life more beautiful for everyone involved. And when we're speaking of a business, this is the core of a business. So this is the core of everything Apple does. Every product that Apple puts out, it relates to this core of wanting to relate to people, wanting to create entertainment, wanting to create beauty, wanting to stimulate the five senses, because Taurus is a central zodiac sign, you know, sight, taste, smell, touch, feel. So I feel like Apple is going to expand more and more on these things. That's its niche, you know. The moon is kind of like our niche in a business. So Apple's Mercury is in Aries, so this is how Apple communicates with its customers, with its clientele, with its potential customers, with the public. So Mercury rules our communication, our intellect, our mind. This is how we formulate our thoughts, how we interact with our immediate environment, all right? Once again, Aries is ruled by Mars. So Mars is a very dominant energy. You know, Mars rules sports, aggression, war, all right? So, it's interesting because Apple is very particular in the things that get out into the public, but I feel like at times within the company there could be wars, there could be wars started, there could be bombs thrown. That's not a good idea. I'm fighting for this idea. I'm seeing a lot of that going on behind the scenes in board meetings and stuff like that with Apple. People are very passionate about Apple with Mercury and Aries, and Apple is passionate about itself and the message that it puts out into the world, because once again, Mercury is our beliefs, you know. No, not our beliefs, but it's our thoughts, you know, the thoughts that we have, which can turn into beliefs, right? This is also the thoughts that the community, the public can have about us. So, you know, Apple's always listening to what the public thinks about them, and you know, how the public feels that they could better operate or be more efficient. You know, they're always tweaking things, but of course they're always making their own you know, their own claims, their own instances dominant, their own wants and needs dominant as well. Aries can be a very self-indulgent planet, as a very self-indulgent sign as well, in its worst trait. Okay, so sometimes Aries can be prone to not taking the public opinion or criticism or other people's opinions into account, which doesn't allow room for growth. So in terms of Apple's thought process, that can be a hindrance at times, you know, not taking into account, you know, the public opinion when they really need to take into account the public opinion. They can be very kind of stoic on what works for them and what they're known for, and self-image and public image and cohesiveness. So that's Mercury and Aries with Apple. Now, Apple's Venus is in Pisces. So Venus is the kind of customers that we attract to our business. This is our aesthetics. All right. This is the type of energy that we put out into the world. You know, the energy that emanates from our passion that we put into our business, into our projects. So Venus and Pisces. Now, Pisces is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. So Neptune rules spirituality and the metaphysical. And Neptune also rules our hidden strengths and weaknesses. Okay. So it's interesting because Apple can sometimes play on people's strengths and weaknesses, and or at least people's perceived strengths and weaknesses, you know. So it kind of may draw in weak people, could draw in strong people. At the same time, could draw in really artistic people, because Pisces is super duper artistic, also being ruled by Jupiter. So Pisces is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. Jupiter rules expansion, our ability to be open-minded, our ability to be tolerant, our ability to be accepting of people, you know, other people of different cultures and, you know, societies and different beliefs and ideologies. Jupiter also rules higher education, higher learning, okay, and things of this nature. So with Venus in Pisces, this tells me that naturally, you know, Apple is going to attract creative, out-of-the-box people, out-of-the-box thinkers. People who probably use their products for out-of-the-box things, you know. You know, Apple attracts people who need some sense of spirituality in their life, I want to say. And I feel like Apple kind of plays on that as well, in a sense. The spiritual aspect of life, the kind of centeredness of it all. When Apple's in your home, you feel centered. You know that Apple's taking care of you. You know that you're taken care of. Even if they may be spying on you, or, you know, taking your information, you know, to collect it for, you know, their own gain, to improve their products or things like that, you know. It makes it okay because you know that Apple's taking care of you. It's an even given exchange, right? But at the same time, there can be hidden things there, hidden motives there with Neptune, you know, so you have to be careful, you know. Neptune also rules illusions and confusion, so all may not be what it seems, you know, especially when it comes to marketing, because Venus can also be marketing as well, you know, to attract customers, you know. Venus is very much aesthetics, beauty, harmony, you know, the aesthetic of our company that, you know, attracts the people to us. So, you know, it makes sense that, you know, with all this Aries energy, they're very keen and strict on what works for them in terms of aesthetics. But Pisces, that Venus in Pisces, gives them a little freedom to play a little bit and experiment a little bit with certain things, to see what works and see what doesn't work, to see what attracts certain customers and what doesn't. Because remember, Pisces is very open-minded. So Pisces tends to have a lot of friends, a lot of people that they kind of employ or interact with or network with, from all different backgrounds, all different creeds. Sagittarius too, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. But Pisces even more so, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune rules spirituality. So Pisces understands the spiritual aspects of things and the spiritual aspects of people, and that it's not all about the physical. A lot of times it's about the spiritual too, which is why I was like, sometimes Apple may play on that aspect. Pisces, though, because of that, they have that kind of spiritual innateness to them. They're easily able to make friends. They're easily able to network with people of all different cultures, all different backgrounds, all different ideologies and belief systems. And that creates a lot of opportunities for them. So, this is could be a really great benefit for Apple. You know, this gives them a lot of freedom in terms of marketing, in terms of how they market their products, how they tweak their products, and things like that. So this is actually a great placement. It gives them a lot of freedom to experiment. Let's move on to Mars. Mars in Cancer. So this is how the company goes about things. This is how the company asserts itself in its industry, in its field. This is how the company can maybe deal with its customers. So Mars in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon rules our family, the home, all right, nurturing, emotional caring, all right, emotional intelligence, all right, the ability to be emotionally reactive, emotionally instinctive. So it makes perfect sense that Apple has such good customer care for the most part, because Cancer is all about good care, really nurturing, you know, people, and really showing people that that they care, that they matter, that their feelings matter. I understand that you're frustrated. Oh my gosh, I totally get it. You know, and it's a family aspect. So, you know, it feels like to me a lot of times people that work at Apple actually maybe use Apple. So in that aspect, it is really a family aspect. You know, if you use Apple, if you live with Apple on a day-to-day basis, and then you work with Apple, you work at Apple, and then you work with people who have the same thing going on, it kind of creates a family, you know, where people want to learn more and grow more. And, oh, you learned that too? I didn't know you could do that with the MacBook. I didn't know you could do that with the iPod. Wow, that's so awesome. Now I learned something new, and now we can tell our customers that too. It's really a family aspect, you know, so goes back to the community of Apple, and, you know, the moon and Taurus, you know, energy of Apple. I would love to know what Apple's rising sign is, but in order to know that, you'd have to know the time and the time that Apple was established as well. So, but anyways, which can be difficult, but not impossible, right? Some people know the time of that their business was established. So this is so really pertinent. You know, there's some really important placements in a birth chart that can really give you some keen insight into your business and how to better promote your business, how to better market your business, how to better go about doing your business. And Mars is really, really a good example of that. You know, Mars can be, you know, our customer service, you know, and, you know, how we deal with our customers, you know, and how we live up to that self-image, you know. So great placement, Apple. You know, that totally explains why you guys can have such great customer service, you know, a great sense of community, and I only see that expanding for you guys in the future. So your Saturn is well, look, I'm sorry, your Jupiter's in Taurus, and Jupiter once again rules our ability to be open-minded, tolerant, you know, expansive of people and, you know, just expansive of life overall. This is our personal philosophies and our belief systems. Now, the interesting thing about Taurus is that Taurus is ruled by Venus, and yes, Venus is all about community and friendship and beauty and harmony, but Tauruses can be a little bit stubborn, especially when placed in Jupiter. Jupiter is all about being, you know, expansive, open-minded. Jupiter also rules the taboo. So Taurus can be a very, because of Venus, you know, a very not want to rock the boat, not wanting to get too political, not wanting to piss people off too much. Taurus really, you know, Venus really likes to stay in that sweet spot in the middle where everyone loves them all the time. So the unfortunate thing about that is that that's not possible. And Jupiter can kind of show us how we deal with that. So in order to deal with those troubling times where, you know, businesses go through dry spells or businesses go through difficult times, you want to look at Jupiter in order to kind of look at where there may be blockages, where you need to take risks, where you need to be a little bit more open-minded and expand a little bit more. And with Taurus, you know, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Taurus rules, Venus rules, you know, money, how we like to spend our money, our leisurely time, and what we like to spend our money on, and what we like to, how we form our relationships and bonds, and the beauty and, you know, harmony that we like to surround ourselves with. So when it comes to Jupiter and Taurus, Apple can be a bit stubborn in their how do I want to say this? Apple can be a bit stubborn in their business, the way they do their business, okay? What they're known for. There may come a point where they may plateau. Maybe it's come, you know, maybe they're working through it now. We don't really know. But in that moment, whenever that moment comes, or maybe, you know, because we might have multiple moments in our lives, you know, in our businesses, you know, we have to know how to kind of spice things up a bit. So, Apple may look into, expanding a bit more outside of the comfort, lifestyle, entertainment sphere. And, if not step outside the comfort zones and try something new, look to see how you can innovate that. Look to see how you can expand on that more. Instead of just making it a home thing, how can you expand more into business? And, I'm not going to give all the secrets away, Apple, but like something like, you can create an entire business with Apple. You can create an entire empire with Apple, with just Apple alone. I kind of think outside the box. That's Jupiter energy, wanting to expand, think outside of the box, seek more knowledge and higher learning. So, interesting placement. That would be a 101 consultation, Apple. But with moving on, your Saturn is in Cancer. And Saturn, now, I think this is where I might stop, because this is a great place to stop, in my opinion. Saturn rules career, our profession, our status in society, okay? What we're known for, all right? Our sense of responsibility. Cancer is ruled by the moon, okay? The moon, once again, rules family, the home, all right? So Apple, is known for being a family-oriented business, being a family-oriented company, a company that you can invest in not only for yourself, but for your home, for your family. This is what they're known for. And this is what they will be known for moving forward, most likely. And this is what they have a responsibility to, is the people, their community, their family that they built, not only within their company, within the corporation, but also within the public, all right? This is the key to the success of Apple, all right? So this was the birth chart reading of Apple. I'm going to stop here, all right? If you would like your own business birth chart reading or individual compatibility birth chart reading, contact me on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Once again, I would love to read for you, okay? Until next time, please like, share, subscribe this video. Namaste, love, and light, and cheers. Hey guys, thank you for listening and watching. Please hit the like button, share with your friends and your family, and also please subscribe, of course. And if you're interested in my ebook, check out my ebook, purchase it on my website or on Amazon. I would also love it if you would follow me on my social media, Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, thank you guys for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, alright?